Hey everyone, I bet you're wondering why I called you into work, 30 minutes early. And to be honest, it's not great news, guys. We've been getting a lot of bad reviews and bad complaints, and not many more than we were at the beginning of the season. I get we're heading towards the end of the season. You guys are all starting school up pretty soon, but I mean, we really need to get our heads straight and get back to all the basics and focus on the little things, so we can get back to how we were in May. And again, the more leads you guys get, the more money you get, and everyone will be happy. I have some copies of the new reports versus the old reports, and here you go. The new versus old, and the newer ones are much worse and have a lot more complaints than the old ones did. So if you guys just want to read that over while I'm talking to you, you can go ahead. But just some things me and the staff noticed. First off is getting to work on time. Now, guys, this is an easy one. There's really no excuse for being late 3 months into the season. I get a lot of you live, 30, 40, some even up to an hour away. But we're 3 months into the season. You should know better by now. And it's really bad for business. It's bad for all of us. And again, on a consistent basis, you can't be missing 15, 20 minutes of work. It's unacceptable. And the effect of that on the rest of us who are getting here on time is you got 2 or 3 of us who got to pick up the slack for all the late people. And it's causing a very messy and unprofessional setup that we have. We have to set up multiple tents, and there should be 5 of us here every day on time. But there's usually, in these last few weeks, we didn't have a problem before, but these last few weeks, there's been 2 or 3 of us who've been picking up the slack for everyone else. And when they have to rush, I can't blame them because they got to rush to get all these tents set up by themselves. And again, it's a very messy and unprofessional look. And for 2 or 3 to set up all these tents and get it together, I can't blame them because it's much harder to do that in a very quick time. And we try to be as punctual as we can here, and some of us aren't doing that. It's not a good look for you. It's not a good look for the organization. It's certainly not a good look for Toyota, and we really need to shape that up. It's an easy fix too. It's 15, 20 minutes, leave that much earlier. It's really not a big deal. You got to anticipate traffic. We're in downtown Indianapolis. There's going to be traffic. Most of our games, you got to be here at 4:45. You're about to hit rush hour. There's going to be traffic, so that's not an excuse. We just got to leave 15, 20 minutes earlier, and we'll all be fine. Very simple fix. Just got to get back to all these little basics, little things like this. Everything that I'm about to tell you, it's just all these little tiny things, but they add up when you add them all together. And that brings me to the next issue, which is also about our professional look, about looking good, about making the Toyota and the Indians brand look good, is using our cell phones on the job. Now, I know I'm guilty of this too. Sometimes I'm on my phone when I shouldn't be. Sometimes I'm on social media checking things. But I have to work on it too. Everyone needs to work on it. I've seen you guys do it. I've done it like I just said. But again, we established in orientation and in training that the only times that you should be on your phone shouldn't be for checking social media, shouldn't be for games. It should be strictly for contacting me or if there's an emergency. And we need to be very serious about this because, there's been a lot of complaints, a lot of people saying, oh, those guys, those kids at the intern booth, for Toyota, they've been playing on their phones. I'm trying to talk to them. They're messing around on their phones, and it's a very bad look for us. And again, I know I told you earlier in the season that if you need food, if you need a drink, that you should text me or you should call me. But from now on, I talked to the manager, and we're just going to bring some food and some drink out at the beginning of the game. We'll get you plenty enough. We'll get you enough water. I know it gets hot out there. We'll get you everything. And if all that's not enough to really show you why that you should stay off your phone, one of the interns in Tribe Team actually just the other week, they gave her a policy. They told her you need to stay off your phone. You've been on your phone too much. She brought her phone to work again, was playing on it, and she actually got terminated. So again, we don't want to have to do that, but it might need to be done if we continue to have this unprofessional look. Which brings me to my next point. About the sitting. I know we put chairs out there, like I said. I know it gets hot out there. I know sometimes you're on your feet too long and you need to just sit down. And again, we allow that, but we only want about a 5-minute break per hour per person. And they should be in in sets. Like, so you guys shouldn't all be sitting at the same time. And the last few weeks is really when we've had this problem. And I know it's been a very hot month, but you really need to stay on your feet and approach the customers, because we're a service job. You need to approach them. If you don't approach them, they're not gonna respond to you, because you wouldn't respond to someone who's sitting playing on their phone if they were trying to sell you something either. Again, this should be easy. All we need to do is we need to do our jobs. We need to engage customers and just go up to them. They shouldn't be coming up to you. And I know this has probably been drilled into your mind 1,000 times, but there's been more and more studies coming out lately about how standing makes a much more productive worker. And again, it says right here, 40 to 70% more productive. It's that easy. All you got to do is stand. You burn some extra calories. It's good for everybody. And then my last point, the tent breakdown and the end of the game, how we're treating these customers and our customer service towards the end of the game. We've been losing a lot of late leads and customers, and it's because you guys think it's time to go. You're packing up. I get it. It's the end of the game. You want to get out of there. It's a Saturday, Sunday game. I get it. But when customers are coming up to you, you can't be short with them. You can't be rude, or else, that just gives us a very bad look. And people don't like that. People aren't going to come back to games. People aren't going to rep the Toyota brand. They're not going to do any of that if they're getting shut down by one of the interns at the Toyota booth. And again, you guys are all paid $50 a game, no matter what. You could be here for 2 hours, get paid $50. You could be here for 6 hours, get paid $50. So you're on a salary, so it's not time to go until we tell you it's time to go. So you can't just be sitting there and leaving and not responding to customers. You're not getting paid hourly. You're getting paid a certain amount every game. So you need to really stay locked in and make sure you're talking to everybody. And again, actually, all the leads in the last 2 innings for the rest of the whole season, a little incentive for you guys, but it'll be a $3 bonus for every lead you get past the 7th inning. So that'll be big. That'll add up if you get a bunch of people towards the end of the game. And again, a quick story about myself. I was actually working for Ford at a car convention. I was selling, doing kind of the same thing you were. I was a young kid. And I actually met the chief marketing officer of the Indianapolis Indians, who I'm working for right now. And he actually helped me get this management position, which has been awesome for me. And we were packing up at Ford. We were putting all of our stuff away. He came up to me. I started talking to him. He talked to me. He gave me his card. And it's really a great networking device for you guys to use. But that's pretty much it. Pretty much wrap everything up. Again, guys, we just need to keep working hard for the last month of the season. Need to keep benefiting. I mean, you could benefit from all this, from fixing these little things. I can benefit from all this. The organization can benefit from all this. The brand will benefit from all this. It'll be good for everybody. And again, another little incentive, if that incentive before didn't get you, is if you get over 200 leads tonight, we're going to give you guys all a $25 bonus. So we really want to rev you up and get you doing this. All right. So again, get back to the basics. Here's your assignments for today and the expected attendance. So let's go out and get those 200 leads, guys.